Okay, back to basics learning here. Today I wanted to do a video on how to do area problems. I'm going to start out with some basic ones. We'll do area of a square, then we'll do area of a rectangle, and then I'll show you area of a parallelogram and a rhombus. So remember, you can stop the video, write things down, whatever you want to do. Okay, so what does area measure? Let me just explain what area is. So if I have a square, this is not really a good square, but let's say I had a rectangle too. What does area measure? Area measures the space, how much space is inside of a shape. Okay? That's what it measures, how much space is inside the shape, not around the shape. That's perimeter. So this is how much space is literally within a shape, okay? So let's do area of a square. All right? So the formula, or I should say, the formula, instead of an equation really, the formula for area of a square is just side times side. Another way to write it is side squared. Okay? You can write it that way. It doesn't matter. I'll give you a very simple problem. Bear with me if my square is a little crooked. So let's say we have a square. Now, the one thing you have to know about a square, all the sides are the same. So if a square, one side is 8 inches, all the sides are 8 inches, right? So I don't really have to write, it twice. If I write one side of a square, I've written all the sides of a square, okay? So here's an example. If I'm going to do that one, that's 8 squared. Very simple. Another way to write that is 8 times 8. Okay? And 8 times 8 is 64. Now, when you write the area, when you write an area amount, all right, whatever you get, like in this case it's inches, you have to put inches squared. Okay? That's important, because when you do volume, it's cubed. So this is 64 inches squared. So that square is 64 inches squared. Now, let me do another one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on squares. It's really easy. It's really the simplest one, I think, next to perimeter. So here's another one. Let's just say we had 12 centimeters. Okay, so one side of that square is 12 centimeters. So you would do area equals 12 squared. That's what it is. Area equals 144 centimeters squared. That's what it would be. It's that simple. All right, I'll do one more. What if I were to do, let's say it was 1.6, I don't know, meters. Let's say that square, one side was 1.6 meters. Then you would do area equals 1.6 squared. Okay? Let's multiply it, by the way, which I have to do a video on that. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6. I put an X to hold the space. Let me see what 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Ooh, did I do this wrong? Wait. 6 times 6 is 36. Yeah, I did do it wrong. Then 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Sorry about that. And then it would be 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And then you would add down 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. And then 2. And I'll check it on my calculator. And then you count how many places to the right of the decimal, and there's 2. And then you go over twice. Once, twice. 2.56. 1.6 times 1.6, 2.56. So this is correct. So then this would be area equals 2.56 meters squared. I just wanted to do one with a decimal. All right, now let's go to rectangle. I want to cover 4 different shapes today. Next one will be rectangle, right? And rectangle, the formula is area equals length times width. Okay? And if I have a rectangle, Okay, the thing about a rectangle is all four corners are right angles, opposite sides are are equal, and the length is the long part and the width is the short part. So let's say I had 12 times 6, we'll say it's inches, and we would go area equals length times width, and then we would just do area equals 12 times 6. Alright, and then I just go 12 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So then it will be area equals 72 inches. And again, we have to put squared. Okay? So this is easy. Let's do another one. Alright, so let's just say we had 25 and 5. And let's pretend it's inches again. Then we would just do area equals 25 times 5. And then you just go 25 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times... Wait a minute, I did it again, right? I forgot to add the 2. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Pardon me. 125. So then that would be area equals 125 inches squared. That's it. Alright, let me do one more. I know I'm going a little fast, but you can stop the video, you know, and think about it for a minute. Always remember that. You could have a big length too, you know. You could have, I don't know, 95, let's say, centimeters times 35 centimeters. All right, so then you would just go area equals 95 times 35. And then we can do it over here. 95 times 35. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 2 is 47. 3 times 5 is 15. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. Let me move that out of the way. 28. And then we just add 5, 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2 and 1 is 3. 3,325. I'll check on my calculator. And that would be centimeters squared. And that would be, what is it, 95 times 35 is 3,325. Correct, good. All right, so that's excellent. Now, I'm going to show you, now this is easy. So now I want to do parallelogram, all right? Parallelogram, this is a parallelogram. Okay. Now, area of a parallelogram is really simple. It's base, well, I shouldn't put it that way because that's big base. Base times height. Okay? Or B times H. Now, this is where students get confused. What is the height? And all of them think that it's the slanted side. No, that is not the height. How could it be the height? Because it's slanted. It has to be straight up. It has to be completely vertical in order for you to call it the height. So, in reality, this is the height. So, this is the height and this is the base. You understand? Hold on one second. I'll be back. Back in a flash. Okay, so let's do one. Let's do one. Let's see what they say. All right. So I'm going to do one. Okay. So let's say this is 11 centimeters and this is 18 centimeters. So then we'll do base 18 times height, which is 11. It's very simple. So then we go 18 times 11. 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. I like to put an X to hold a place. Some students are taught to put zeros. I don't like to put zeros because students get confused. So you can't confuse an X from a 0, so that's why I put X's. But you do what you want. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 8, 9, 1. 198. So area equals 198 cm squared. Because this is area, all right? And I'll double check it because, you know, sometimes I make silly errors like everyone else. All right, so that's good. That looks real good. Let's do another one. And I'll leave the formula up here. Here's it. Let's see if there's another one. Aha! This is an easy one. 10 meters, 7 meters. So then area equals base is 10 and height is 7. So then 10 times 7 is 70 meters squared. I mean, that's a real easy one, okay? A real easy one. Let me do another one. A little harder. Let's do a harder one. 5.4, 10. So let's do the base, which is 10, times the height, which is 5.4. So now we do 10 times 5.4. 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 1 is 4, put an X. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 1 is 5. 0, 4, 5. We do not bring decimals straight down when we multiply. We do not. I want to do a video on that because students make that mistake. Count over how many places to the right. How many spaces to the right of the decimal do you have? Well, I have 1. So then you go over 1. So it's 54. Okay, and it's centimeters squared. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, now let's do a rhombus. A rhombus, which is really, I'm not going to change anything. I'll change colors, but I'm not going to change anything because it's the same equation. Same equation, except a rhombus is a tilted square. I always tell students a parallelogram is a tilted rectangle and a rhombus is a tilted square. So a rhombus, all the sides are equal too, just like a square, whereas in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. See? It's not the case. It's not the same as a square. Now the same thing with a rhombus, it's base times height. This is the height. That's the height. Again, this is the height, this is the base. Do not confuse them, and this is not the height. Do not make that mistake, okay? Because you will get the answers wrong. Now, let's do it. Let's see if we can find one here. Well, I can pick one up. So we'll do a baby one. Let's say that's 3 centimeters, and that's 12 centimeters. All right, well, it doesn't matter. So then it's base times height. So we go 12 times 3. Area equals 12 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. That's 36. 36 centimeters squared. And I'm putting the unit of measure, which in this case is centimeters. It could be meters, centimeters, inches, whatever. I'm putting the square there because it's area. That's the reason we do it. So do not forget that because some teachers will take points off. And if you're going to do it, you do it right or you don't do it at all. That's what I say. Do it right or don't do it at all. Okay, here's another one. Let's say it's 25 meters, and let's say this is 50 meters. So then that would be 50 times 25. Forgive my sloppy handwriting. All right, and then we go 50. Why'd I write 20? 50 times 25. Okay, that's all we do. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times, I put an X, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10. 1, 2, 5, 0. Big number. 1, 2, 5, 0. Meters squared. That's what that is. 1250 meters squared. Let me do one more, and then we'll call it a day, and then I'm going to make another video. Let's do decimal. 1.5 meters, and then 3.6 meters. I like to do decimals because you will encounter them, and you shouldn't be afraid to do harder numbers. Don't be afraid of harder numbers. You have a brain. Use it. Okay. Now we go 3.6 times 1.5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. Put my X. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 0, 8 and 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. 3, 4, 5. 5. 2 places, right? To the right of the decimal, so I go over twice. Once, twice. So it's 5.4. Meters squared. Let me double check that. .4, you got it. Okay, so anyway, today you learned how to do area of a square, a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a rhombus. Okay, and I'm going to do another video. Look for it on the same topic. See you guys later. Bye.